There we go.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah. Once we're on, yeah, we're on. Yeah, both our mics will be on all the time while we're in. Yeah.
I can do conversation style.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to force me. We'll tee you up for
Right.
first one.
Yeah, you're the one who knows what they're talking about in terms of the sport.
Right. The perfect balance. I love how they did that this year.
Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your home stadium on the campus of St. Anselm College for the 2025 Northeast 10 Conference Field Hockey Championship game between the number 4 seeded Falcons from Bentley University and your number 2 seeded Hawks of St. Anselm College. At this time, let's keep the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the 4th seeded Falcons from Bentley University. A sophomore from Newton begins with number 2, Mia Gallinari. A senior from Garden City, New York, number 3, Sheila Mullen. A senior from Oxford, Massachusetts, number 11, Mackenzie Perry. A junior from Walpole, Massachusetts, number 14, Lucy Jacob. A senior from Pittsfield, Maine, number 16, Gracie Moore. A junior from Oxford, Massachusetts, number 17, Nina. From Wall, New Jersey, number 18, Nicole. A junior from Richfield, Connecticut, number 22, Isabella Lucio. A sophomore from Holland, Katie Gillis and Jackie Gilmet, St. Anselm College class of 2018. And now the starting lineup for your second-seeded St. Anselm College Hawks. A sophomore from South Hadley, Massachusetts, number 2, Megan Carey. A sophomore from Mannheim, Germany, number 4, Lila Hartle. A senior from Acton, Massachusetts, number 5. A senior from Cheshire, England, number 10, Millie Forster. A senior from Stafford Springs, Connecticut, number 11, Ellie Brothers. A sophomore from Maggie McCready. A junior from the Netherlands, number 18, Laurentine Vandenacker. A senior from Braintree, Massachusetts, number 19, Maggie Virgil. A junior from Uxbridge, Massachusetts, number 24, Megan Smith. Winning goal for the Hawks, a junior from Garden City, New York, number 32, Mackenzie Wayrum. The Hawks are assisted by Emma Mon. The head coach of St. Anselm College in her 13th season is Carolyn King-Robitaille. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon from Grapponi Stadium on the campus of St. Anselm College in Manchester, New Hampshire, where today Flow College Sports brings you coverage of the 2025 Northeast 10 Field Hockey Championship game. Today, it's the defending national champion St. Anselm Hawks against the Bentley Falcons. My name is Brett Bossy. I'm joined today by Callie McSweeney, a member of the 2024 NE10 champs from Assumption. And Callie, you've been in this spot. What are the players on the field feeling as they get ready for this championship game?
Well, less than excitement, absolutely. But the first few minutes of the game will probably be a little frightening, a little nerves. Bentley really hasn't been in the championship for quite some time, but St. A's is pretty used to it by now, so I think looking for connections from your players, and you kind of lean on your teammates in this kind of moment, just look for connection and passing. And I think with the next few minutes ready to go, everyone, the nerves will be out, and we'll see some pretty good game.
You got the best of St. Anselm in the championship game last year. They ended up getting a revenge in the NCAA tournament en route to their national championship from the 7th seed. Bentley, meanwhile, looking for their first NE10 championship since 2009 for head coach Jessica Spencer.
Yeah, a lot of respect for both coaches here. My coach, Annie talks very highly of the other NE10 coaches. They definitely bring the best out of their girls, and today it's going to be an absolute competition in the midfield.
Carolyn King-Robitaille leading her St. Anselm Hawks back onto the field. Both teams getting wins on the road on Friday in the semifinals. It was St. A's with a 1-0 double overtime win at Adelphi. They got that goal by Brianna Shorey in the second extra period. Meanwhile, it was Bentley taking out Assumption 3-1 on the road as they got back to the championship game, and again looking for their first title in 16 years. St. A's won the conference championship 2 years ago, won the national last year, and are trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. Automatic bid on the line as we get going. It's St. A's in blue, working over to far side of the field. They'll be patient here as we're just underway here in the first quarter. Bentley in the white uniforms. Ball's brought along to the near side. It's Lindsay Ducharme. Now Maggie McCready along the sideline, working up to the midfield and tapped out by Bentley, so side in for the Hawks to start things off.
Yeah, usually when you start off the game, you want to look for the pass back so you can see what entry-level way you can enter the past the 50. Pass back again, looking for a good way to enter the forward line. You got to be patient in times like this. Got to really test out the waters with Bentley, see if they're going to attack right away. There we go, steal by Kenzie Carey.
It's a good steal in there by Carey to get things going. She'll work it down in the field to Gracie Moore, one of the stars in the nation, 14 goals on the season.
Absolute force in the circle, wow.
Yeah, she'll try to bring it in, but it was intercepted. So a nice play there by St. A's to negate that scoring opportunity and keep the ball away from Mackenzie Wareham, one of the top goalies in the country, second in the nation in Division II in goals allowed at just over 0.5 per game. She has 10 shutouts, including 5 of her last 6 games. She's only allowed 5 goals in her last 15. In the other net for Bentley, it's Annie Lorenz. She's 12-7 this year with a 1.64 goals against average, coming back after an 0-4 start to the year.
Yeah, last game, Bentley goalie had about 26 saves against Assumption. And playing Assumption, I know I might be a little biased, but that's a really tough game to serve as a goalie, and congratulations to her.
Yeah, they really carried the pace at Assumption, but it was Bentley taking advantage of the opportunities that they had. Only 4 shots on goal, but they got 3 into the net. Yeah, getting that win there.
Winning off corners is a sneaky way to win a game.
Now all 3 goals off of the penalty corner. We'll see here is still ball mostly in the midfield through the first 2 minutes. Nothing on net on either side as Bentley moves the ball down the field.
Great
and then
ball.
Ends up resulting in a turnover. St. Anselm back with it, and then they lose it out of bounds. The ball went under the stick of Maggie McCready, suicide in here for Bentley. 2.5 gone by. No score in the NE10 Championship game.
I'm curious to see how the forwards respond to all this passing back to the defenders. Who is going to step up and maybe try to get that cherry pick steal. Looks like we're all hanging back, which is good. It's what you usually see in the first quarter of the games. Pretty patient work.
Lila Hardo, Marissa Politano working up front along with Megan Smith for the Hawks. As we'll get a free hit just outside the 25-yard dotted line. And now moving back out here. So a free hit coming up for Bentley as they'll try to get a scoring chance. Moving it through the middle. This is Lindsay Jacobs back in, looking for more. But the ball's knocked away into that far corner, taken away by Megan Carey.
When in doubt for Bentley, I think they look for Gracie Moore in the circle because she just knows how to get it off her stick right away.
And so dominant on the year. 14 goals for this Bentley team. They've won 3 in a row. St. A's has won 7 straight, so both teams obviously in this championship game coming in on a good run.
Bentley last week lost to Franklin Pierce, but I talked to one of the girls, Mackenzie Carey, a captain. She said we just had to rebound and understand that we were grateful enough to lose where maybe it wasn't as strict, and rebound and get to the NE10 Championship, and here they are.
Sometimes a loss will help you refocus. Comes in towards the end of the year, even against the team that you would think you should beat. Franklin Pierce not among the contenders in the NE10 as St. A's tries to move the ball down the field, but that missed the stick of Megan Smith along the sideline and out, and a side in to come for Bentley. More than 4 minutes in, St. A's really hasn't had an offensive opportunity. Now trying to get the ball down the field. A nice backhanded pass through traffic by Maggie Burchill, but no one was home.
Credit to Maggie Burchill. She knows how to open up the field. She receives it on her right hand and then immediately passes to the left, looking to open up the field to get Bentley's defense off foot.
Team still kind of feeling each other out here. They're so familiar with each other, and St. A's has had the best of it over the years. They've won 12 consecutive matchups against Bentley, That includes 2 this year, but the last one just a couple of weeks ago, right here on this field, went double overtime. St. A's got that win 1-0. 2-1 at Bentley back on September 10th. As there's a steal right along the near side. Maggie McCready getting her stick in the way, and it's taken by Megan Smith, trying to find a teammate inside, but that's stolen away by Bentley. So they're playing well on the back end. That was Lindsay Jacobs with the interception.
One thing about Bentley is on the defensive side of things, as soon as the opposing team gets the ball, they immediately crash. And I remember playing in the NE10 Championship against them last year, and it was an absolute massacre. They would come after you as soon as you got the ball. So credits to them. That's definitely, they do their homework. They know who to go after. They know how to pressure the ball and sometimes come up with it, majority of the time.
5.5 played here, first quarter. Still nothing on the board. No shots for either side. See Ellie Brothers working along to the near end. It's McCready now trying to find someone in the middle. She gets it to Politano. Immediately double teamed. The ball knocked out, and last touch by Bentley. So a side in to come for St. Anselm. And now it appears we get a foul as the ball will be brought in. So a free hit right along this near side.
Yep, so on those offensive 25 hits, you have to take it at least 5 yards before entering the circle. So in that case, St. A's look to go sideline and then in instead of going straight in, for those of you who don't know.
Now Bentley trying to push the ball through the midfield. It's Nicole Hartz getting it to the near end. Isabella Tuccio. Back to Hartz
Great
through
stick
traffic.
work by Gracie.
So
Shot.
Gracie Moore. Shot.
Deflective goal by
and it's
Kenzie
in.
Carey.
Kenzie Carey getting it done, and Bentley's on the board with 8:23 left in the first quarter. A fast break goal for the Falcons, and they strike first halfway through the first period. That was a quickly moving play.
I actually was fortunate enough to play in high school with Kenzie Carey, so it's been really cool to watch her absolutely explode on the Bentley field this year. She's 1 out of 2 of the seniors and senior captain this year. Loving the forward line. Great goal by her.
Carey gets her 10th goal of the year. She made the NE10 third team, and she comes up with the first goal of this championship game to put Bentley up front.
Goal scored by number 11, Mackenzie Carey.
One thing about field hockey and any sport really is that the next 2 minutes is the most crucial minutes after a goal was scored, is who can respond and if you can stay defend. And St. A's has already made it down in the offensive circle, looking to get a shot off.
Trying to get something going here, and a
Corner.
whistle, and that will result in a corner, the first one of the game for St. A's. They will try to strike back after conceding the first goal of this game. So it'll be Megan Smith going down to take the corner. You see the Bentley defenders putting the masks on, which they're entitled to do on a corner. It's a safety issue, as we often get a quick shot off of the feed.
Yeah, you must keep your masks on until the 25-yard line, until the ball exits. It's just a new rule they incorporated, which I think is pretty smart. Shot.
And stopped in front of the net. Traffic in front, and a foul on St. Anselm. So Bentley wins that battle, and they keep this 1-0 lead halfway through the first.
Nina Husak serving as Bentley's center back today. I said last year she had an absolute insane game against us, Assumption, for those of you who didn't hear. She's an absolute wall, and I think she's really coming alive as a junior.
St. Anne's will try to reset. A long launch deflected off of
Must have
Kenzie
hit a reverse
Carey.
stick.
Either off the backside of the stick or off the body. So St. Anne's gets it again and through to the far side. We've got 7 minutes left in this first quarter. Kenzie Carey with the first goal of the game, putting Bentley on top 1-0. Here's a pass into the middle. A nice look. Lindsay Ducharme trying to get it. Can't hold on to it. And a whistle will result in a corner. Second chance for St. A's to try to tie off of a corner.
St. A's has been here before, so you can tell they are pretty calm about this. They know when to pass back and when to go forward. So I don't think they're worried at all. Still first quarter play.
The assist on that goal went to Gracie Moore. That's her 12th of the year. She's one of the tops in the nation in assists, also in the top 10 in goals with 14. So she's a scorer and a distributor, and she was part of that action on that first goal. This time it's Maggie Burchell on the corner. Brings it in to the middle. Finds Ellie Brothers straight up top. Passes to the left. A shot through the middle, and it's in! St. A's has tied it up.
Great quarter call. I'm sure Carolyn King was excited to call that one. That was a quick pass left. Sent right in. Got a tip.
There were several St. A's players in there. We'll see who gets credit for the goal. We saw Lila Hartle, Meg Carey as well in on the action. We'll see who got the last touch before the ball went into the cage, but either way, St. A's has come back less than 2 minutes after Bentley struck first. St. A's strikes back.
Here we go, quick go away. We got an aerial to the far corner.
It's Marissa Politano getting credit for the goal with 6:42 left in the first period. And right back comes St. A's over on that far side, trying to keep the ball in, and it just ticks over the edge. So a side in to come for Bentley. So Politano with her 5th goal of the season. She made the second team, a senior from Acton, Mass., and it's 1-1.
One thing about St. A's from past experience is they know how to respond. They don't give up. They're down. They're going to come right back.
So if Bentley is going to win this game, they'll have to do something that no St. A's opponent has done since the second game of the year, and that's score 2 goals on Mackenzie Wareham. She has been a wall in net for most of this season. Again, 10 shutouts. That won't get one today, obviously giving up the goal already, but she's now only allowed 6 goals since the middle of September.
Really difficult as a goalie. Paige Gillette from Assumption. She's the most winningest goalie at Assumption. She's really held it strong. Unfortunately, got the loss last game, but it's tough being a goalie. I mean, you have all that pressure on you. It really just comes down to the saves, and I think our NE10 goalies are absolutely unreal this year, all making their own kind of history.
Well, to that point, Mackenzie Wareham, 13-3 on the year, 2nd in the NCAA in goals allowed at just over half a goal a game, 5th in save percentage, and she's on the 3rd team in the NE10. So that shows you how deep goaltender is in this conference.
Absolutely. Paige Gillette got that first team this year, but doesn't take credit away from any of these goalies in the NE10.
Less than 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Tied at 1 as St. A's tries to move the ball along the near sideline, and we will get a free hit to come here. Taking it is Lindsay Ducharme.
Quick steal by Bentley.
Through some traffic, but then St. A's gets it right back. Tipped away to the near side. As we see.
Loose ball in the middle. No call, no call. Oh, shot
just
and
wide. Nice look there. Boy, looking down for just a half a second. That gave St. A's all the time they needed to set up a shot in front. It was Ruby Reed who had just checked in at a recent whistle. Set up that opportunity, and it almost resulted in a go-ahead goal as Bentley, with a bit of a careless turnover there on the far side, produces a side-in for the Hawks.
I think Nina Husak was looking to connect with one of her right side mids, but I think miscommunication there. So here we go. We got a second shot for them.
Now free hit for Bentley in their defensive backfield. We're down to 3:45 in the first quarter.
An aerial all the way up to the 40. An aerial is such a good skill to have, as you can toss it right over a bunch of players' heads. Except with that, you have to send it into open space. If it lands with a bunch of girls around, it is a turnover.
So back comes St. Anselm working along the near side.
Getting a little messy down here.
Yeah, teams are, again, kind of playing cat and mouse through the midfield. The St. A's tries to move it along the end line, but it is just out. So now, or a foul called on St. A's, so a free hit, but then, now a stoppage as they weren't quite ready for play.
The ref usually is in charge of making sure that the players are taking the ball in the right position. So that's a 16-yard coming out, so it has to be right where the 16-yard line is for it to be an appropriate play.
That's a yellow line around the goal, right around the, you see the crest of it at about the 15-yard line on the football field. The red markings are for the cross.
Yep, and there we go, an aerial into people. So now it is a turnover on Bentley and St. A's.
St. A's trying to find a way to get up on top here late in the first quarter. Down to 2.5 remaining. And we'll get a free hit just outside the 16. St. A's will move it back and try to set, bring the ball into the middle. Politano scored the St. A's goal about 4 minutes ago on the clock.
If you have noticed in this first quarter play, as soon as a girl gets the ball, the opposing team immediately crashes on her. That's just like pure emotion and adrenaline in this game. How badly do you want it?
For St. A's, is there a way to use that against Bentley to try to find something along the weak side if somebody overcommits?
Yep, they have been here before. They do know how to play in a championship game, so we'll see if they use that to their advantage.
St. A's third straight year in this title game. They fell last year to Assumption, but then got revenge on the Greyhounds and won that game and won it all. They did win the NE10 Championship in 2023. An automatic berth in the Division II NCAA tournament is on the line. The brackets will be announced tonight on NCAA.com. And one thing we're wondering as we move towards the end of the first quarter here is, does St. Anselm feel confident that they'll get into the tournament regardless of what happens today?
Yeah, it really comes down to the NE10 play because D2 field hockey does have a smaller side of amount of teams. It really comes down to records. So may Assumption still get a bid? We don't know. It all comes down to maybe goal differential, their record throughout the whole season. It becomes really specific as there's very minimal spots left in D2 field hockey to make the NCAA tournament.
It's an 18 tournament. Last year, the NE10 got 3. That included St. A's, who won the title from the 7th seed as an at-large. Down inside 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. St. A's trying to play keep away here. Now down to 30. Wanting to make sure they don't allow a late opportunity for the Falcons. Both teams have only one shot on goal, but they both went into the net.
We got 20 seconds left, so Bentley looking to get at least a foot in the circle, a corner, or a shot on net.
Emily Stagnon starting play as we're down to 12 seconds. Clock running. Stagnon just flips it in towards the middle, and with the clock running 5 seconds left, that will do it for the first quarter of play. We go back and forth to start things off. Bentley scored first on a fast break goal by Mackenzie Carey, and then it was Marissa Politano answering just a couple of minutes later, and we are tied 1-1 through the first period of play. Second quarter of the NE10 Championship game coming up next on Flow Sports.
Good for the sport. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Like, I'm leaning on her experience, and like when she's talking about, oh yeah, I went to high school with her. Great to see her score. That's perfect. Yeah.
Thanks, yeah. Yeah, it's a little weird. Like, I've never been on this side of things.
Right.
I've actually been playing in this game. So it's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, totally. Out of my, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I'm thinking more for this combo. I'm thinking more Manning cast style. Yeah. Kind of big picture stuff, because the pictures, I mean, we'll call the plays, but it's big picture stuff.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Back at Capone Stadium, St. Anselm College. Brett Bossy, Callie McSweeney with you as the Bentley Falcons and St. Anselm Hawks are tied at 1 in the 2025 Northeast 10 Conference Field Hockey Championship game. So, as you said, maybe a little bit of nerves, a little feeling out for each other in those first few minutes, but then the quick strike by Bentley and the answer by St. Anselm, and we've got a game so far.
Yeah, I always enjoyed second quarter play because the first quarter, yeah, that's when you're allowed to make those mistakes and maybe you can get away with them. But second quarter, maybe you got to start making some mistakes, locking in with your teammates, holding people accountable and be like, listen, guys, we're out of our nerves. We have to start, taking control of the game. Possession, it's all about possession. I think possession is going both sides for this team. I think for St. A's, they just got to keep the ball out of Gracie Moore's hands.
Moore got the assist on the goal from Kenzie Carey about 6 minutes into the game, and that was Politano for St. Anselm. That assist went to Laurentine Vandenacker just about 2 minutes later.
For the full first quarter, the game has been back and forth kind of in the midfield. I was kind of ready for that before the game even started, knowing that St. A's and Bentley have really powerful midfielders that kind of control the game.
Yeah, both teams going with 5 listed midfielders, 2 forwards, 3 backs, as well as the goalie. So they like to play the game in the middle of the field and then take the opportunities when they can. The goal by Bentley was their only shot attempt. St. A's has 2. The only one on goal went in.
I mean, really, that's all Bentley needs. They had 4 shots on assumption last game and ended up winning that. So they know how to counterattack and they know how to get there, even though they don't hold possession of the ball most game.
Yeah, 19 shot attempts by Assumption back on Friday night. So they dominated the pace of play, but they gave Bentley the only opportunities that they needed, and they took advantage. So that's why we're here. The 3 seed against the 4 seed in this championship game.
Yeah, not a single girl at Assumption should be holding her head down. They had an amazing season. It was really cool to watch those girls who were underclassmen when I was an upperclassman really step into these big roles and take over the midfield as I might have left my right mid spot open. They totally took control. We got a Rookie of the Year this year and a ton of girls who really stepped up. So I was really proud, and it was exciting to watch them last year.
And again, the season not necessarily over. We'll find out tonight if Assumption does make the NCAA tournament as the number 1 seed in the NE10. That will give them some currency. But we'll find out tonight at 9:30. It might depend on what happens in the next hour or so here on this field.
Yeah, I know Paige Gillette is looking for at least one more game to play.
NE10 got 3 teams last year. Adelphi, the 2 seed, not likely to get consideration. Just the overall resume not quite there, but the NE10 certainly hoping for as many teams as they can get.
Yeah, I think it's been really cool to watch the NE10 over the past few years. For a while, it was kind of PSAC controlling the national championship end of things, but NE10 keeps showing up and pulling through. I know at Assumption we had a 3-0 sweep in Pennsylvania last year, and St. A's ended up winning the national championship. So it's been really good for the sport that we're giving, these other conferences, these opportunities, and really stepping in. And it's completely grown the game on all forces.
It's going to be tough in the tournament no matter how many teams make it. It'll be tough to take down Cuts Down. They are 18-0, got all of the first place votes in the Field Hockey Coaches Association poll this past week. They are number 1 with a bullet, and they are a prohibitive favorite.
Yeah, Kutztown has had a target on their back for the past few years. Let up last year, but definitely going in strong this year.
St. A's beat them on their way to the championship. We've got 11:40 remaining in the first half, still tied at 1. A defensive battle in this second period, as neither team really able to get anything going offensively. The game really, to use the football parlance on the football field, is being played between the 20s.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a little physical out there, which I always love. That was my favorite part of the game as a midfielder, is especially seeing girls so passionate about the game that they're playing. They get physical and things get rowdy, and you love to see it from female athletes.
And in a game like this, referees might let a little bit more go, knowing what's on the line.
Not a problem with that.
Yeah. Cards not really an issue with either team. A couple on each side, but nothing out of control.
No, usually that'll happen maybe second half of the game if they've let the game kind of progress for a while. What refs can actually do is they can hold a call if you have advantage.
There's a send-in attempt by Nina Husak. Looked like a bit of a miss hit. It ends up going out along the far side, so now a free hit to come in the backfield for St. Anselm as we hit 10:35 left in the second.
It is really interesting. Both teams are using their backs as a way of entry, meaning that they pass it to their backs, and the backs have a better look at what angle to send it in to the forward line. And it's all about high risk, low reward, vice versa. They're just looking for a way in.
Usack tries to bring it in the middle once again. She finds Gracie Moore, who hasn't had much possession. Draws some contact there, and a free hit to come for the Falcons. It's Sheila Mullins with it. She'll send it back out to Tuccio. Now to that back line again. It's Usack.
With a big ball sending in.
Big slap shot through the middle. Now a backhand
Reverse
shot.
chip,
Score! Gracie Moore with the backhander puts Bentley back on top. It's 2-1.
I mean, like I said, get the ball to Gracie's Moore hands, but there we go. Top circle shot, reverse chip with great stick handling by Gracie Moore. That's why she was first team all NE10 this year, senior captain.
Her 15th goal of the season. That puts Bentley on top 2-1, and this is the first time since the second game of the year for St. Anselm that Mackenzie Wareham has allowed more than one goal. Bentley has gotten to her despite only 2 shots in the first 20 minutes of action. And now St. A's has to respond again.
It is really interesting to watch a player with such versatility as Gracie Moore. I mean, she can play right in front of that, or she can rip a shot up at the top of the circle.
Moore so quick with that shot attempt. Already now in the goal and an assist.
What you do as a field hockey player is sometimes you bait the calls, and what number 15 did on St. A's, she just baited the call and tried to get the whistle. She could get more advantage and give some room for her teammates to try to get some way into the net. But
Ruby Reed trying to get that done. It didn't go her way, and it ends up in a goal for Bentley, as we'll get a free hit to come here just outside the 25.
Again, those 2 minutes right after a goal was scored is the most crucial minutes. St. A's already back down in their offensive end.
They responded with a goal off of a corner a couple of minutes after the first Bentley goal. The ball just kind of trundling along the near sideline, and it goes out in front of the St. A's bench. So it at least moves the ball back on the Bentley offensive side of the field. St. A's will try to reset. They get possession in the midfield now, and a slight mishit on the entry attempt will give Bentley back the ball. Down to 8:25 to go in the half. 2-1 Falcons as they try to complete a championship run from the 4 seed in the NE10. They send it out. A pass results and a side in for St. A's. Is the attitude any different for St. Anselm after the second goal as it was from the first? Is there a little bit more apprehension on their side?
I mean, I don't think so. You always look at their body language, and it still looks like St. A's is calm, cool, and collective. They've been here before. They know what to do. They know how to come back. So we'll see if they turn it around. It's only the second quarter.
St. A's trying to create a turnover in their offensive end. Politano with it, but then a whistle is called, and Bentley will move it back down. To the near side, it's Madeline Kropelka.
Looks like Bentley's trying to get up to the forward line with some in and out passing. So that means they send it to the inside midfielder, looking for the outside midfielder. It's definitely the technical part of field hockey.
Right through the midfield.
Looking to split up those St. A's defenders, but every time Bentley gets the ball, St. A's is all over it, which I'm a victim. I fell victim to last year from St. A's. As soon as you get the ball, they absolutely crash on you. You got to break out of at least 2 or 3 girls.
Maggie Burchell thought she had a steal and some room in front, but she couldn't quite control the pass, and it results in a Bentley possession as we're down to 7 minutes left in the second. Quickly moving game here. The clock in field hockey moves very fast. These games can go by in a blur. Far side now. See Bella Di Fiore with it. Trying to move along the sideline, and now in towards the circle, and
great block tackle.
lost it. Yeah, the steal there for Bentley.
Another aerial sending into space, trying to get it to the forwards. Looks like it just ended up being a turnover.
And sent back down. St. A's with it again, almost losing it. And then a steal and a foul call. That one went on Layla Conway, a sophomore from Skowhegan, Maine. That's a long drive from way up there down to Bentley.
Both teams utilizing their aerials today. Up and over, trying to break through the midfield because, as we said, midfield the game has been more so in the midfield today. So if you can get an aerial up and over those girls, then try to get it to your forwards immediately. That's a good tactic to do.
Yeah, both Bentley goals coming off of fast break chances. Gracie Moore just took that pass from the top and put that in with that backhand swipe. Really was not a full offensive set, but it was effective for the Falcons, and it gave them a 2-1 lead, down to 5:35 left in the half. With another turnover in their defensive end, and then a nice steal there along the near side by Politano. She has the St. A's goal. Working.
Trying to get something in the circle. There we go. We got a foot right outside the circle.
That was on Sheila Mullins, so a chance here for St. A's just outside the circle. Now coming back in. Near side, pass into the middle, and it's just wide. A nice chance there by St. Anselm. It was Audrey Payer off the pass from Kelly Holmes, just missed. But another chance and a free hit outside the 25. It's that dotted line beyond the scoring circle. Payer back in, lost possession, and this one goes to Bentley. That's really St. A's best offensive chance of this quarter. Doesn't result in a shot, but maybe trying to build on something here as they look for an equalizer before the end of the half.
Double team once again by St. A's. I mean, they are crucial with those double teams in their 25 offensive side of the field. There we go. Trying to get another turnover so they can be on offense again.
Turnover by Emily Stagnone. It will give St. A's a free hit right along the near sideline. And it's Lindsay Ducharme to bring it in. And once again, St. A's will reset. Ellie Brothers slashes it into the circle. That one went off of a St. Anselm sticking out.
One thing about this game, I have noticed that there's multiple girls in the sub box at all times. So both coaches are looking to roll the subs and trying to get fresh legs out there.
There's a sub on the fly for Bentley. Mackenzie Dutch entering right off of that side end. 3:40 left in the second quarter, and there's a steal in the midfield by Gracie Moore, but then she gets through two players and then draws a foul. So nice play there by Moore to gain possession. Stagnone now trying to get through a double team. They've been targeting her with those double teams. She gets it through there and will draw a free hit. Taking it now, Avery Frommer, junior from Lancaster, Massachusetts. Started every game. She's on the NE10 second team as a defender. And then St. A's just loses it out of bounds. A bit of a sloppy pass there. So a turnover gives it to Bentley with 3 minutes to go in the first half.
All Bentley has to do is just build off those sloppy, those little let-ups from St. A's. Just how Gracie Moore got that shot off in the top of the circle.
Offensive zone possession has been minimal for Bentley, but again, taking advantage of the two chances that they've had. They've only attempted 2 shots. They've both gone in.
That seems like Bentley's way of game in their past few games. That's how they win. It's just they just need those 2 or 3 opportunities, and they'll put it in the back of the net.
3 goals on 4 shot attempts Friday night at Assumption to get that 3-1 win over the number 8 team in the country. Now here's a steal, a little bit of room along the near side. It's Moore trying to play it with the backhand. Now back over to Stagnone to the near side, working into the corner. It's Kropelka.
Trying to get in the circle right here. Great defense by St. A's. Again, they're all over the ball. As soon as someone gets it, St. A's is all over you.
And then a foul on the back check attempt by Stagnone. So back to St. Anselm's. We're under 2 minutes to go. St. A's will try to get at least one more rush in here before the half to try to tie this game. Long pass from Brothers off the mark, looking for Megan Carey. And it'll be St. A's with the side in as that ball was deflected out by Bentley. 2-1 Falcons, looking for their first conference championship since 2009. St. A's looking for their second in 3 years, and the defending national champions trying to clinch a berth in the tournament once again. If not, they'll have to wait until tonight to see if their season will continue.
So the play call right there was an aerial into people, but if you want to win that ball, you must claim the space around you, and you have to be the only girl in a 5-yard radius to receive that aerial ball. So it looks like a St. A's girl kind of ran in there before Gracie Moore got possession of the ball. So that's a call for Bentley.
There's a turnover in the midfield. St. A's trying to take advantage, but they can't. Ends up getting kicked. Bella DiFiore just boots it to the back line, and Bentley takes over as we're approaching 40 seconds left in the half.
That was a great play by Sheila Mullins on Bentley, is that she felt the St. A's pressure and the girl got it, and she just did a quick tap on her foot and regained possession on the ball.
Side in for St. Anselm, under 30 seconds left in the half. They have time for one more rush, hoping to tie the game. There's a lob through the midfield, finds Politano, and then a whistle, and it goes back to Bentley. So that chance is thwarted before it can really even begin. Bentley probably will just look to burn the rest of the clock. We're down to 10 seconds left. They will play it into the near corner. Protected by the Falcons in that corner. It's Frommer just playing keep away to run out the clock in a very quickly moving first half, and a half that the Bentley Falcons have seen go their way. They lead the defending national champion St. Anselm Hawks 2-1 through 30 minutes of play. They have to be thrilled with the way this first half ended for them.
I mean, absolutely, but you can't let up now. I mean, you got the returning NCAA champs. I mean, they've been here plenty of times before. These past 3 years, they've had sight in the NE10 Championship. So I know St. A's is going in the locker room, and they're going to come out even stronger and faster, and Bentley's just got to hold themselves to it.
It was Mackenzie Carey with the goal from Gracie Moore in the first quarter to give Bentley a 1-0 lead. St. A's responded a couple of minutes later. Marissa Politano from Laurentine Vanderacker to tie it at 1. That's where we stood at the end of the first quarter. And then about 5 minutes into the second, Gracie Moore off of a pass from Sheila Mullins got one in to give Bentley a 2-1 lead, and that's where we stand at halftime. 2-1 Falcons in this NE10 Championship game. We will take a break for halftime, bring you the third quarter next on Flow College Sports.
Powered by Sidearm Sports is the best place to find all the latest scores, standings, statistics, news, stories, and video content from the NE10. The Northeast 10 Conference is proud to partner with Flow Sports, which serves as the home of the NE10 Now, the conference's digital streaming platform. Fans can subscribe to see both regular season and championship action for all NE10 member institutions, with both monthly and yearly rates available. NE10 Now on Flow Sports is available online, on the Flow Sports mobile app, and more. Sign up today. The Northeast 10 Conference is proud to partner with Officially Human in an effort to humanize officials. Officials play a crucial role in our games by ensuring fair play and maintaining integrity. However, we are experiencing a significant decline in the number of available officials. We urge everyone to show your appreciation and be respectful to our officials. Their hard work and dedication make events like this possible. Be a part of the solution. Be officially human.
I mean, I think it's the truest form of football at the Division II level.
Our job is to develop players. We can't buy and sell players. And that's kind of the beauty of Division II. It's the thing that I love about it is I can really dig in and coach.
You have guys that may not have developed enough in high school to be Division I athletes that continue to develop through college and become very special athletes by the time their eligibility runs out.
The competitiveness is the same. I think the drive is the same. The work ethic is the same. They want to win. You know, they want to win in the classroom and they want to win on the basketball court. They can find that the best of both worlds where they're winning more than just championships. You know, I think that's a big thing. They want to play on a national stage.
We make the tournament every year. We're nationally ranked. Like, we have legendary coaches here.
An experience near the Division I experience, but also we prioritize students being focused on their academics, but also we want them involved in the community.
Athletes who even as early as their freshman year get involved in student government.
We're only going into year 3 as a program. We've already had 10 plus kids that have been orientation leaders for our program. That's a big one. We have some RAs. We have some members of the campus ministry.
The experience that you would get at Southern Connecticut in the NE10 in Division II is second to none.
Second half about to begin here at Caponi Stadium. It is St. Anselm and Bentley in the 2025 Northeast 10 Field Hockey Championship game, and it's Bentley with a 2-1 lead over the defending national champion Hawks. Brett Bossy, Kylie McSweeney here with you, and it was Bentley getting a couple of quick strikes to get on the board at first in the first quarter, and then it was their star, Gracie Moore, getting it done to put Bentley back in front.
Bentley doing what Bentley does best. Those small chances that they get, they attack on them, and they get the ball in the back of the net, which is extremely crucial for St. A's to stop and keep that ball out of their circle.
Bentley with only 2 shots on goal, only 2 shot attempts. Their time of possession in the attacking zone has been very minimal, but they've made it count. Both of those shot attempts have gone into the net. Mackenzie Wareham, who made 9 saves in that game on Friday night against Adelphi, does not have a save in the first half. Meanwhile, Annie Lawrence also without a save. St. A's only shot attempt went in. So this game, as you alluded to before we started, we played mostly in the midfield. That is how it has materialized, but Bentley with the better end of it to start things off.
Yeah, usually say you want to keep possession of the ball for majority of the game, but I would say St. A's has had possession majority of the games. Bentley has counterattacked, so it's been a kind of interesting game. So I'm excited to see how this second half turns out. Could go either way.
What adjustment do you think St. A's can make to try to get back on top here?
I mean, you can see right now they have 4 forwards on the line. So if they can just get the ball to the forwards any chance they get and just break through that defense. You got Nina Husak, center back on Bentley. She's been an absolute wall this year. So if you can just break with that speed that St. A's forwards has, that would be the way to crack it. Other than that, keep the ball out of Gracie Moore's hands.
Side in to start here for St. Anselm, trailing 2-1. Automatic berth in the NCAA tournament on the line. St. A's hopeful that they could get in regardless, but they don't want to take any chances. They would like to earn that spot, but they have some work to do. They need to tie the game first off and then see what they can do from there.
Yeah, NE10 is a tough conference to be in. And I mean, every team that you play is looking to win. If not win, they're looking to make it hard for you to win. Assumption may be out right now, but last year St. A's did lose the NE10 Championship, but then went on to win the NCAA tournament. So Assumption sitting at home watching the game, letting this fire fuel them, and they'll be back for the NCAA playoffs.
Nice back touch by Gracie Moore to get it through traffic. Sophie Manchester seeing her first action to start the second half here. She's a freshman from down the road in Windham, New Hampshire.
Yeah, Carolyn King definitely loves her locals. She loves her New Hampshire people. They all love St. A's, and they wanna be part of the winning culture they have here.
So now it's Bentley with the side in after the turnover for St. Anselm. We've played about 90 seconds in this third quarter. Bentley up 2-1. They just lob it into the offensive end and will allow St. A's to get it back, and then a whistle as the ball will go to St. A's. Your officials this afternoon are lead referee Megan Carlisle, assisted by Laura Parrow.
Yeah, these are veteran referees today. They've been around for a while. Usually for the championship games, you get your best referees out there, and today I would say they did a great job for that.
It's been a very clean game. A little bit of contact on either side, but nothing egregious. No fouls so far as the officials have let some contact go.
You like to see that from the officials. They understand the heat of this game, the willingness to win, the willingness to fight, and when you give that advantage to let the kids play, it turns out to be fun.
Here comes an opportunity for St. Anselm working towards the circle. Deflected out and an attempted clear now for Bentley, and it's just played out of bounds, so that ends in a side in. It was Avery Frommer keeping the ball away, and now the play goes to Bentley, and then it's taken away by St. Anselm. So one of those lobs was blocked by the Hawks. Laurentine Vanderacker able to get her stick in the way.
Again, a lot of aerials coming from the defense on Bentley because they were trying to get it over that St. A's midfield. They know St. A's midfield, that you have Millie Forrester, or you have a whole lineup down there. You want to keep the ball out of their hands because they control the majority of the game. So if you can lob an aerial up over their heads, try to get it to your forwards, try to get them to break through. Maybe Kenzie Carey will be there. That's what they're hoping for.
Mentioned Forrester, the senior from England, the NE10 Defensive Player of the Year, just named after the end of the regular season.
Yeah, definitely about Millie, especially from playing her in past games last year, past few seasons. She's one of the most calm players out there. You won't even see her break a sweat out there. I mean, she is completely calm, cool, and collapsed. Oh, here we go. We got a breakaway coming from Bentley.
Chance for Bentley over on the far side. It's Sophie Manchester working to Moore in the middle. Instead, she sends it back to Carey, flipped in through the front and cleared out by St. Anselm. That was a nice play by Lindsay Ducharme to get the ball out of harm's way as Bentley could not take advantage of a potential 3-on-2 break. 11:10 remaining third quarter. Bentley hanging on to that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, one thing on field hockey is when you're a defender, you never really want to try to go through the middle to exit the ball out of your defensive end. Here we got a turnover and a corner for Bentley. That pressure on Gracie Moore, she was right in front of the net, but maybe didn't have full possession on the ball. So what she's kind of trying to do is try to get a penalty so they can get a penalty shot, because Bentley, that's where Bentley's game is penalty corners.
They scored all 3 goals off of penalty corners Friday night at Assumption. That got them that 3-1 win.
Yeah, I mean, speaking for Assumption, that's a tough game to lose when all the goals are scored on penalty corners and not in regular gameplay. I was talking to senior captain Jill McSurley. She is not in the defensive corner unit, but she is one of the best defenders in the nation, and she absolutely had the game of her life in free play, but unfortunately all goals were scored on corners.
They get it to Moore. She'll send it through the middle. It is Husak, kicked away by Wareham. That's her first save of the game, and it comes at a big point here in the early stages of the third. And it looks like we'll have another corner coming up. The St. Anselm players on defense, the 4 backs, have to stay behind the line in the net until the ball comes into play. You see the 6 players around the scoring zone. Now St. A's comes out. Brought into the middle. Gracie Moore now with a wind up, and it's blocked.
Another corner, here we go. That's 3 corners in a row for Bentley. They keep looking at their coach, seeing what corner they're going to call.
That was Millie Forster getting in the way. So another corner to come here for Bentley as they are just continuing to apply pressure.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what corner Bentley is going to call, as their past 2, they just tried to go left and then they tried to go right. Both were blocked, so I wonder which way they're going to try to sneak in this one.
Send it to the opposite side now. Lindsay Jacobs will bring it in. She comes into the middle. Through the first wave, it's Sheila Mullins. A fake back to Moore, near side, around a defender. A pass into the center, and it's taken away by St. Anselm and cleared. Nice defense there by the Hawks to get that out of the scoring zone.
Bentley tried to do an opposite side corner. That's usually what you try to do when you have multiple corners in a row and you're trying to get that defensive corner unit, as St. A's just was, trying to get them off-settled, trying to get the goalie kind of confused a little bit, but didn't work this time. St. A's held their own.
Now St. Anselm working back down the field, looking for an offensive chance, as Politano was able to get the ball away, but then nothing there, and Bentley looking to clear, but it's St. Anselm with possession in the far corner.
Another corner on the other end, this time for St. A's.
This will be their third of the game. They scored off of a corner in the first quarter. We have 9:51 remaining and an opportunity now for St. Anselm to tie the score. See how St. Anselm goes about this one. It's Politano off of the corner, as she had plenty of teammates around here on that goal. There were 4 St. Anselm players in a scoring position. This is Megan Smith along the near side.
The crowd is loving this offensive corner opportunity.
Taken
Pass
by Brothers
left.
up top. Back to the top. A slap shot and a save by the defender.
Defensive
Still
save number
in the-
2.
In the goal crease, St. A's trying to keep it inside. Another shot on the far end, and now a whistle, and a great stop there by Bentley as the ball got behind Annie Lawrence, but a defender got her stick on the ball. It was rolling in towards that line.
An interesting offensive corner call by Carol King. I do understand where she was going with that. She was trying to do a give and go at the top and trying to get a shot off, but Bentley was strong enough to be right there and be set and be able to stop 2 crucial shots.
So both teams fending off corners already here in this third quarter, and Bentley maintaining a 2-1 lead. Pass intended for Lily Cook along the near side. Now back with St. Anselm, working down the field.
Again, another offensive corner opportunity for the Hawks.
There's Amelia Filicitti working down the field.
Started with Millie Forrester, probably at the 50-yard line. She got that kind of interception kind of thing. Passed it right up to her forwards, got it up there.
Back down to, it was Lindsay Ducharme, number 9 on St. Anselm getting that break. And now another corner for St. Anselm. They nearly scored in the last one, but a last-ditch defensive save by that back line of Bentley. Now pass back into the middle. It's Brothers to the near side. A shot along the ground and a kick away by the goaltender. Fantastic play by Annie Lawrence. Comes up with her first save of the game.
Yeah.
And now a free hit outside the zone.
Annie Lawrence definitely making her name heard this year. Outstanding season, even better NE10 Championship game.
both goalies in their first year as a starter, and we now get another corner to come. So this is the third corner for St. Anselm in the last couple of minutes as they're applying pressure down a goal in the middle of the third quarter.
I mean, corner after corner after corner. I know everyone's watching the corner units in net and on the circle right there, but you also have the girls on the 50-yard line that have to do 50-yard sprints multiple times in a row when this keeps getting called.
Megan Smith will set it up again along the near side. Brings it up to the middle. It's Forster. Now to Brothers, back to Forster. Will shoot it along the ground, just wide.
Wow.
It got by Lawrence, but it missed the pole. And Bentley skates by another one.
Yeah, St. A's getting creative with their offensive corners, but Bentley's holding their own.
There's a nice look there by Forster trying to get her sixth goal of the season, but she was off by about a foot. And Bentley holds on to this 2-1 lead. We have 8 minutes left in the third quarter here from Manchester.
Yeah, Millie Forrester being a defenseman, having those goal opportunities. She gets those in the corner units. Not necessarily in free play, but she definitely attacks in the corner unit and gets those balls in the net.
Bentley with another lob attempt, but it looks like that slid off the side of the stick of Nicole Hartz. Didn't get the full weight of that. And now St. A's will move it back down. Halfway through the third here.
A ton of fresh legs getting in the game from both sides of either team. Subs rolling, which definitely is crucial, especially it being third quarter. I mean, this game is probably going to come down to the fourth quarter game where you absolutely need everyone just to be well rested and ready to go.
Sent out by Bentley, but last touch by St. A's, so the side in for the Falcons. 7:10 left in the third. Bentley up by that halftime margin of 2-1. Haven't trailed today. Scored in the first, gave up the tying goal about 2 minutes later, and then scored 5 minutes into the second. And that's where we've been ever since. You got to think if Bentley can get the next goal, make it 3-1, the way they've been playing defensively, they would really put St. A's in a vice.
I mean, Bentley has the confidence right now. You beat a team like Assumption, who's been in the championship game. The past two teams have great players on their own team. You beat a team like that, you have to be confident. You have to be knowing what you can do. You either beat Assumption and you win an NE10 Championship, or you lose, and there goes that out the window.
Maggie Birchel's pass through the middle went by everybody, so it's back to Bentley. 6:20 on the clock. Turns it over in the midfield. St. A's trying to find some more room. They'll send it down. Looking now for DiFiore, and it's played out. Side in to come here for Megan Carey. Now it's Forrester. Back near side, Vanderacker. Now to Carey, looking for something in the middle, into the zone. Backhand flip attempt by Politano is off of a defender, and another corner coming.
One thing about St. A's play right now is they're not rushing. They're still very technical. They're passing it around, looking for these ways into the circle. They may not attack straight forefront, but they're using their defensemen, they're using their midfields, and they're trying to get in and out passing up into the field just like they did right there to try to get a penalty corner.
Well, time isn't an issue yet. Obviously, we're still in the third quarter. And St. A's needs one to draw even, and then you can take your chances in overtime if it comes to that. But they want to get the equalizer here on the corner. Coming straight up the middle. It's Brothers. Will wind up. A bouncer and a save.
Yeah, you haven't seen much straight shot penalty corners, but there was just one right there. Just went a little high, so the referee had to call it out. If it's higher than the backboards of the goal on a penalty corner shot, it would count as no goal.
Is that a player safety issue?
Yeah, I mean, they do have nets, but if it's an absolute line drive, rules are it's coming out.
Right. Yeah, the players, except for the goaltender, not really padded up there, so that's a hard ball and a hard shot from point-blank range, so you have to do what you can to protect the players. Ball stays on the ground the majority of the time here. The exception, as we've seen a lot from both sides here, they do lob it down, but even there are rules that guide how and where you can do that.
Yeah, in a game of free play and not on a corner, the ball can hit the net on a backswing. But you can't have that backswing and then hit the net in the corner. It has to be no backswing if it's going to go in the air. So a lot of technical rules to field hockey if you haven't really played before, you haven't really watched it. It's an exciting game for sure, but you might not understand the rules. You may think there's a lot of calls being played right now, but when you're in the game, you respect the calls, and you actually, in most cases, want the call.
St. A's had the ball in the attack zone, but they turned it over. The pass for Megan Carey was off the mark, and it went out, and now Bentley will move it back through the midfield. They'll lob it down. It's intercepted by Vanderacker. Sent back over to Carey along the near sideline and tipped out by Bentley. We're at 4:10 to play in the third. St. A's trying to draw even.
Yeah, as a Bentley player right now, I feel like my game would be definitely just disrupting those plays and those breakaways. If you can get your stick in there, even if it goes out of bounds, you're just breaking up a free play.
Hawks trying to move the ball along the near sideline, trapped by a double team. It was tapped out and last touched by Bentley. It looked like it might have gone off of Megan Carey's stick, but St. A's gets the call, and it's Vanderacker with the side in, and that goes off of the Bentley stick again.
If you can inch St. A's down the field, that might be the way to go. You don't want them to have this perfect in and out passing. If you can get your stick in there and split that up, split their game time up, then that's the key, and that's what Bentley just did right then.
Offensive zone turnover for St. Anselm. And Bentley will launch the ball back downfield into the midfield. A chance for a breakover on the far side if they can find Krapelka. But then good defense there by the Hawks.
Yeah, one thing you try to stay clear is dribbling the ball flat across the field. That's just an easy tackle for St. A's to rebound and get an offensive corner right here.
Get the corner there on that far side as that was a good aggressive move by the Hawks. And another corner. This is 7 for St. Anselm, the 5th one of this third period. We still have 3:05 remaining. So they have been the aggressor here in the third quarter, but we saw that in the game against Assumption for Bentley, is that Assumption was the dominant team in terms of possession, but Bentley's defense came through when they needed it.
Numerous corner penalty calls right now. As a former girl that had to run back from the 50 every corner, I feel for Bentley right now, and they just got to hold their own. This is all mentality by now.
Pass in the middle. It's Carey. She'll wind up. Not great contact on the shot attempt. It's now crawling through the middle towards the goal crease and out, and give it to Bentley. So they knock away another chance, or this will be a free hit outside of the scoring zone. Sent back in through traffic and never got through. And now Bentley with it.
Looks like that drive from Millie Forrester was a little bit higher than the shin guards of every other player, so call was coming out.
2.5 left in the third, 2-1, but St. A's has dominated possession here in the third as the ball now in towards the crease. Trying to work along the sideline. She was not in a scoring position. DiFiore in another corner.
I mean, hate to see it as a Bentley fan. This is just constant. I mean, by now, Bentley just has to be running on pure adrenaline and pure mentality. I mean, your body might be done by the fourth quarter, but your mind has to still be in it.
The 6th corner of this third quarter. St. Anselm not only knocking on the door, they're trying to break it down with a sledgehammer, but so far they have not been able to get anything in.
Another opportunity here for them.
Just one shot on goal here in this third period. Here's a look along the outside. And a sprawling save. Rebound loose on the far side. St. A's trying to knock it back in. A great save there, and another corner as Lawrence went sprawling to get in the way of that.
The defensive corner unit. I mean, if there was a statistic and award for best defensive corner unit today, Bentley would be all over the board.
7 corners here in the third.
Looks like St. A's is going to switch up to opposite side. Trying to get the defensive corner unit off just a little bit. That means like footwork and kind of like technicality of being in the defensive corner unit. You're trying to get some new alleyways because your regular corners aren't working.
Bella DiFiore, part of the all-freshman team, gets it back to Brothers, goes past her stick and up to Audrey Payer. Now working near side. Payer lost it, loose along the end, and another corner.
Yeah, looks like some frustration for Bentley. They were unsure what that call was, but definitely hit a girl's foot. Frustration's there again. I was one of those girls running back from the 50, and you get 11 corners for your defensive unit. You're still sprinting back. No complaints right there. All mentality, all fight.
DiFiore one more time along that far sideline. Bentley has to D up once again. It comes into Brothers at the top of the circle. Passes to the right. The shot is deflected, and another corner as that one went perhaps off of a foot or the back of the stick. Forrester was in position. The ball never got to her, but it was illegally touched.
I mean, this is little to less than insane for Bentley. I mean, they've been holding their own. They're still winning this game. They're still in it. All they need to do is get this ball out of the circle.
They have to be frustrated with all these corners because the clock stops before each one. They come back to the near side. It goes past Forrester's stick. Backed up by Payer. Back to Forrester. Tries to slide it in through the box. A backhand attempt.
Oh my gosh.
Shot along the far
save.
side. Blocked by
Defensive
Lawrence.
save.
Loose along the goal line. And it's in! St. A's has tied it.
I mean, credit to Bentley. That was an absolute fight. The scariest balls are right in front of the net. And it's messy, but the ball goes in. Goal.
On the 9th penalty corner of the third quarter, St. A's finally gets one past Annie Lawrence. And it's 2-2 with 100 seconds left in the third.
I mean, Coach Carol King must be having a little smile right now after 9 penalty corners, almost in a row.
It goes to Laurentine Vanderacker with 1:40 to play, and it's 2-2. We've got a brand new game here at Grapponi Stadium. St. A's back with possession here, and then they lose it.
Again,
off of Carey's stick.
Right after the goal, that 2 minutes right after a goal was scored, that is the most crucial part of the game.
And especially now, right at the end of the third quarter. St. A's now with the momentum after the 9th penalty corner of the third. They finally were able to get one in off of a rebound and a couple of deflections, and it's 2-2. Vanderacker unassisted late in the third to tie things up.
Yeah, speaking of body language, it looks like St. A's definitely needed that momentum. They needed that break. They needed that goal. They look like they're going full force ahead.
They'll try to get one here before the end of the third. We're at 48 seconds and counting. St. A's has had the ball on the offensive end of the field for at least 2/3 of this period. And they'll look for another one before the clock runs out. And then there's a steal along the far side. Nice defensive play by Avery Frommer to get the ball out of traffic and move it along the far sideline and on the Bentley side of the field. Finds Gracie Moore trying to get through 2 defenders, but it's too much for her to overcome, and the steal is made by Lindsay Ducharme.
Every time a Bentley girls gets the ball, St. A's is absolutely all over it, looking for this counterattack breakaway right here.
3-on-3, the ball over on the far end. It's taken by Brianna Shorey. She scored the game winner against Adelphi 2 nights ago, and she's tripped up, and that will do it for the third quarter. St. A's kept the foot on the gas the entire third quarter, and they finally broke through to get the equalizer past Annie Lawrence. It was Laurentine Vanderacker with 1:40 remaining in the third and 15 minutes to go. We are tied 2-2. Fourth quarter coming up next in the NE10 Field Hockey Championship game here on Flow College Sports. Fourth quarter about to begin here in the NE10 Field Hockey Championship game. St. Anselm and Bentley tied at 2, and St. A's will put the ball in play to start the final 15 minutes. Come along the near side, they had all the momentum in that third period. 9 penalty corners finally resulted in a goal to tie things up. It was Laurentine Vanderacker. Goal was unassisted. Vanderacker, that's her third on the year. She made the third team in the conference as a defender.
Definitely going to give credit to Bentley's defense. I mean, they had probably at least 5 defensive saves from their defensemen being behind the goalie. It's hard doing those 9 defensive corners. One has to go in by St. A's.
It just puts so much pressure on that defense. You have to almost play them perfectly every time. One little slip and you can let one by, and we've seen that happen now a couple of times. Both St. Anselm goals have come off of corners. Sometimes you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's how Bentley got by Assumption on Friday, and right now it's how the Hawks have drawn even. Here's a loose pass through the middle, kicked out by Lawrence, and a free hit to come outside of the box.
Yeah, definitely giving credit to Bentley's defense. If you stop girls from Assumption like Elle Murray, Julia Carbone, even Daisy Stone, that's difficult. So they're definitely on a confidence run. I know they hit the weight room in the offseason, so credit to them.
Automatic berth in the NCAA tournament on the line. The field of 8 will be announced tonight at 8:30 on NCAA.com. Already 90 seconds gone by. Bentley loses the ball on the sideline, and you want to avoid some of those careless turnovers.
Yeah, I think the hardest part for Bentley in this game is definitely breaking through St. A's midfield. St. A's midfield is their strongest, their spine of their team. A quick turnover by Millie just looks like a miscommunication from the sidemans, but back to it.
Looking to pass along the sideline, but now St. A's getting it back, and they'll send it back to that back line. Ducharme working through the middle. Good play there by Megan Smith.
Yeah, your role as a sideman is you want to be the outside option for your center mids and your backs, just so you can get that pass outside and quickly either go right up to the forwards or right back inside to the center mids.
Pass from Politano missed its mark, and another free hit here for Bentley as we're down to 12.5 remaining. Sudden death overtime, if it gets to that point, they'll play 2 10-minute periods, and then if it comes to it, there'll be a shootout to decide the winner. Gracie Moore couldn't quite get the pass. She had room in front if she had made that connection. And now a steal in the midfield. Bentley trying to get something going offensively. They have not had a real strong offensive rush in this second half yet.
St. A's loves double teams right there.
They did get a couple of penalty corners, but nothing came of it. One save made by Mackenzie Wareham to keep it a 2-1 game, but that's been it, the only chance in the second half for Bentley. Pass through the middle, taken away by the Falcons. 11:42 to go.
Yeah, this type of game right here is 3-second game hockey, is when you can't dribble the ball for more than 3 seconds, because there's going to be at least 2 or 3 girls on you by then. You got to quickly dribble 3 seconds, give it to the next person, maybe receive it back.
Slap from beyond midfield goes all the way down across the sideline, so a free hit to come here for St. Anselm. They try to get the ball back on their side of the field, but then they turn it back over. We'll see if they can get it to Moore, trying to get through 2 defenders. Gracie Moore, who has a goal and an assist, passes
right
through the middle. It's kicked away by Wareham. Great save by Wareham, as it was not going to go in the net, but it was a potential chance for a pass and a one-timer in front of the box.
Yeah, when the ball is on Gracie Moore's stick, she's going to do something purposeful with it, bringing the ball right into the circle, trying to get a shot off, trying to get a cross ball. No one's there. St. A's back in their offensive territory.
Now it's Politano working along the sideline, using both forehand and backhand. Politano now along the sideline, trying to get it through traffic, and it's off of a St. Anselm body. That went off of Megan McCready. So free hit now for Bentley with 10:35 left.
Yeah, the thing about field hockey is you take those risks. You have to be willing to take those risks, even though there might be no reward involved, but you're looking for that big reward. You got to take those risks.
Quick strike action for Bentley led to both of their goals. They tried for another one there, and they almost had a scoring chance, but a very nice kick save by Wareham to get the ball away from the net. Now we're St. Anselm trying to work through some room, but a pass to Politano is off the mark. Attempt there by Lila Hartle. And now back to St. Anselm as we hit 10 minutes to go. Far end, it's Megan Smith working through the middle and intercepted by Bentley.
Yeah, she tried to get a cross ball through to the circle, but Bentley did have numbers up in their defensive end.
Smith thought she had a steal, and then the pass to Kenzie Carey just missed. She would have had some room, and then St. A's turns it over from the fullbacks.
Yeah, great play by Kenzie Carey. Maybe she didn't have possession of the ball, but that constant pressure on the defense led to the defensemen messing up. That way they got the ball back.
So some sustained possession here for Bentley as they try to get another one past Mackenzie Wareham. We're down to 9:15 remaining in the fourth quarter in a 2-2 game. The winner will go to the NCAA tournament. The loser today will have to wait till tonight. Bentley less likely than St. A's to get an at-large berth.
You're never the underdog if you're in the NE10 conference. I mean, either team could win. It just depends on who shows up that day, that minute, and who capitalizes.
We really saw at the top of the standings as St. A's tries to move the ball down the field. Assumption, Adelphi, and St. A's were any one of them could have been the 1 seed. It just happened to be Assumption that got it, and then they fell in the semifinals as we get a whistle in the zone and a free hit to come here for Bentley. So as we hit 8.5 left, the Falcons will try to matriculate the ball back down the field and try to get something past Wareham, tied at 2.
Yeah, Assumption's record definitely proved that they were one of the best teams in this conference. But unfortunately, it does take just that one game that you will get a loss on your record, and that unfortunately was a playoff game.
Side in to come here for St. Anselm as we tick towards 8 minutes to go. Fourth quarter, much more of a midfield battle that we saw in the first half after St. Anselm carried the play in the third with 9 penalty corners, finally getting the tying goal with 1:40 left off of Laurentine Vanderacker.
Again, you see a lot of these aerial balls, these long lobs in the air, because really both teams are trying to break past the midfielders without the midfielders touching the ball. Because again, the midfielders on both sides are the spines of the team. I mean, they are the ones you want to keep the balls out of their hands. They control most of the game. So if you can lob a ball way over them, why not?
St. A's went for the lob along the near side, but it missed Politano. They've been trying to get her in space, but the passes just aren't finding the mark. It's Politano ahead of the midfielders again into the zone, trying to get around a defender. Politano moving to the arc about 10 yards away and then lost it.
I mean, that's just great defense from Bentley. I mean, they didn't even let anyone from St. A's hold the ball for that long.
Politano's the speeds are on this St. A's squad, and now she will come out.
I mean, Bentley needs to focus on keeping possession of the ball. It almost looks like they're giving the ball away a little too soon. They need to keep making those connections to their better players instead of letting St. A's counterattack and beat them to the ball. Usually in the fourth quarter play, you're looking about winning every 50-50 ball you can. Fourth quarter play is all about mentality. If you don't have that, you might find yourself on the losing end.
6:35 to go. St. A's in the midfield. Forrester working through traffic, and she'll play it back to Brothers, and a nice play there by St. A's to get it around the attack, and now a whistle, and the card just flashed on Bentley.
They flashed a card on the Bentley coach. It looks like there was some frustration from the coaching staff. They thought that was a missed call, as Millie Forrester and another St. A's teammate were kind of running into each other. Usually, I think they were looking for a third-party call, which could have been the case, but usually the refs do know what they're calling, especially the ones hired for a championship game.
So I believe that there is a green card on Bentley on the bench, but they will not have to play down a player because of it. So just a warning as it amounts. As St. A's tries to move it back along the near side, they'll get a side in. We're under 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter in a 2-2 game. St. A's will play it back. Ellie Brothers at center back. Slashes over into the midfield. And a connection made there on the far end. And a steal back by Audrey Payer.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Jessica Spencer. I mean, unfortunately, you can card the coach, but if you're a coach, you're not the one out on the field. You got to fight for them off the field. If you think that a call may be wrong and your players are getting discredited, you might as well just say something.
And now another opportunity here for St. Anselm with 5:13 to go. St. A's in the scoring zone. It's Shorey working through the middle and taken away, and a free hit to come here for Bentley.
Yeah, if you ever see the ref holding their hand in the air, that means they do have a call, but they're holding the call to see if the advancing team can keep possession.
They couldn't there, so the whistle is negated. And now Bentley moving it back down. And back to St. Anselm. Slash through the middle. And pass by Lindsay Ducharme into the middle of the field. Here comes a chance for DiFiore, working it past the defender, trying to get it by Husak, and a corner to come.
I mean, one of the most dangerous parts of those games, those long balls coming from the midfield, trying to reach all the way, at least 50-yard play, right through a forward. As Bentley, you got to disrupt those long balls. I know that was my game. I would just send a long ball up to Mia Sala or Julia Carbone on the forward line as a midfielder, and you're just trying to break it through with a hard ball. And usually it works, and in this case it did. St. A's has an offensive corner opportunity again.
4:32 remaining. St. A's trying to take the lead for the first time today, and they've got a penalty corner. DiFiore setting it up. Passes into the middle. It's Brothers at the top of the circle. Finds Forrester on the left. Back up top. Slash from high, and that was a high ball.
Yep, so she had that backswing, and the ball went probably a little higher than the boards would be, so ref gets to make that call, signaling coming out.
Looked like that went at least waist high off the stick of Vanderacker, so the ball went the other way, and it will stay with Bentley with 4:05 to go.
I mean, yes, St. A's has had a lot of offensive corner opportunities, but they haven't been capitalizing on them. So if I was St. A's, I'd probably be a little frustrated with myself right now. Those shots have to stay on the ground, be at least lower than the knee height.
2 for 12. They do have both of their goals off of corners, but all those opportunities. And
great play by Gracie Moore. She kept that possession. She's still going. Once again, get that ball off Gracie Moore's stick.
Moore through the middle, and a nice stick check there by Brothers to keep it out, but then Moore trying to keep it alive, and a corner with 3:31 to go. And a chance here for the Falcons as they try to break back through.
They're in the corner unit huddle right now, trying to figure out how they can off-center St. A's defense and goalie, trying to get that ball in the back of the net. But this is a playground for Bentley. They love their offensive corners. They love to capitalize on them, so I'm interested what kind of creativity they come up right now.
This is their fourth corner of the game. They're 0 for 3. They've scored 3 off corners against Assumption on Friday to make it to this point. The pass will come from the near side. Up the middle, Gracie Moore open on the near right. Tipped away, last touch by Bentley, so St. A's holds. 3:20 and counting.
St. A's solid wide defense. If you're on the defensive corner, you try to keep your body wide and your stick low. And if you can keep that ball in front of you and get it out of the circle immediately, you won that round.
Bentley with the steal along the sideline and knocked out. It's side in for the Falcons as we hit 3 minutes to go.
This is a crucial part of the game. 3 minutes left to go. Score is tied. These next few minutes are pure mentality and adrenaline.
Who will make the play and put her team into the NCAA tournament? Will it even come within the normal flow of the game, or could we go to a shootout? We would still have the potential of 2 more overtime periods before we get to that point, as St. A's getting the ball out of the zone. And then a bit of a whiff on the clearing attempt by Payer on the far side.
As someone who has gone in overtime against Bentley last year for the NE10 semifinals, Assumption versus Bentley, Bentley's a really difficult team to play in overtime. They have the speed, they have the mentality, and they just will fight till the very end.
St. A's beat Bentley in double overtime about 2.5 weeks ago, and then they won in double overtime against the Delphi less than 48 hours ago.
I mean, this is just a regular game for St. A's and Bentley. They end up going in overtime. If that's what they have to do to secure a championship win, both teams will do so.
Bentley trying to break a 12-game winless streak against St. Anselm. We have 1:40 remaining in regulation as there's a pass by St. Anselm, loose along the near side, trying to keep it in play, and it's out. Side in for Bentley.
I mean,
with
the
90 to go.
speed that these girls still have in their bodies, they are giving it everything they have to try to get one last opportunity towards net.
Bentley trying to create a chance here in the final 90 seconds.
Kenzie Carey tried to get a poke of the ball, but she reached a little too far around the St. A's body, so ended up being a call coming up.
St. Anselm trying to create another chance here as we approach the final minute. They'll just launch it along the far sideline. It is played there along the side by Avery Frommer, and now a chance here for St. Anselm. They move towards the goal line at the edge of the scoring zone, and it's cleared out, but a free hit here to come for the Hawks. 48 seconds left.
48 seconds left. You're just looking for to get the ball in the circle, seeing if you can try to get a corner opportunity or a shot on net, and looks like it is coming back out. Credit to the Bentley defense.
Bentley will take their time here with 35 seconds left. They want to make sure that they do not give St. Anselm another opportunity. Clock still running on the stoppage with under 30 to go. They'll just send it out, and it goes out, so a bit of a sloppy turnover there, and now St. A's maybe with another chance. Down to 15 seconds left on the far sideline. Pass through the middle and out, and that will give it back to Bentley with 8 seconds left. Bentley in no hurry to get it back in play. They'll just play keep away again, and the NE10 Championship game is going to overtime. St. A's got the game-tying goal late in the third. Nothing doing despite several opportunities, both teams with penalty corners in the fourth quarter, but we are going to overtime to decide the NE10 Field Hockey Championship. The extra session coming up next on Flow College Sports.
Passions, interests, and the division's life and the balance philosophy. Institutions encourage their student athletes to get involved in activities and experiences outside their sport and engage in areas that will help them succeed in their career and in life after college. Make it yours in Division II. Visit ncaa.org/D2 to learn more.
2025 NE10 Field Hockey Championship game is going to overtime. St. Anselm and Bentley tied at 2 through 60 minutes of play. Brett Bossy, Callie McSweeney with you this afternoon on the campus of St. Anselm College. And it was St. Anselm with the equalizer late in the third. Both teams with a couple of chances in the fourth, but couldn't get anything going, and now we're into sudden death.
Yeah, I really think both these teams really enjoy overtime. Bentley, of course, they love overtime. They're fast, they're fit, they're ready to go. St. A's on the other end, they're still calm, cool, and collected. Their bodies, they are run down right now. Both teams absolutely run down. So overtime, pure adrenaline, pure rush, everything. Just get the ball in the net.
10 minutes on the clock. This is sudden death. Up to 2 overtime periods, and then we will go to a shootout if the game is still tied. First possession goes to Bentley.
Yeah, the thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to rush. You want to wait for the opportunity that you get, because it can be an easy turnover and breakaway, which you want to avoid. But here we go, Bentley coming down the sidelines, trying to get the ball in the circle, and they almost do.
So they lose it out of bounds, and now a free hit to come here for St. Anselm. And yeah, it's that balance between wanting to make a play to help your team, but then not wanting to avoid making the key mistake that can help your opponent get the game winner.
If I was Bentley, I'd just find Gracie Moore and try to give her the ball. She has that speed. She has that ball control. And if I was St. A's, I'd keep the ball away from her as much as I can.
They've done a pretty good job of keeping the ball away from Moore for most of the game, although she does have a goal and an assist on Bentley's 2 goals this afternoon. St. A's with it on the far side. Send in towards the zone.
Opportunity to get it in.
It went off of a St. Anselm player. It went off of Brianna Shorey's foot. She scored the game winner in double overtime against Delphi 2 nights ago. Not in the starting lineup, but is one of the finishers here for Carolyn King Robitaille. There's a pass through the middle that went past the defender and just kept in. That was a nice play there along the far side by Sheila Mullins to keep that from going out.
Yeah, Bentley's passing back and forth between all their defenders, trying to get St. A's footing off a little bit so they can find a sneaky way in past their midfield.
St. A's with strong defense in there, or on their side of the field. Bentley being very deliberate here. They move the ball through the middle. With it now is Lindsay Jacobs. We'll just send it back. That's Mullins again, across the midfield line, and sends it down. That one will go all the way down across the end line, and just went out as a nice play there on that far side. Was that Gracie Moore who tried to tap it back in? But
Gracie Moore has played almost every minute of this game, and she is still doing full field sprints like she just got in.
7:30 left in the first overtime. Next goal wins it. Next goal sends that team to the NCAA tournament. Here's a steal for Bentley. There's a chance for Emily Stagnone. Now near side, Avery Frommer from the defensive position. Found Gracie Moore, and now a free hit to come here for Bentley on their side of the field. 7 minutes left in overtime. Stagnone will start it here. Stagnone trying to find something in the middle. Good positioning there for the Hawks. They send it in towards the top of the circle.
Kenzie Carey with an opportunity at the top of the circle.
Carey through the middle. Moore tripped up, and a corner to come. Moore drew that contact. She's still on the ground. Took a shot. Looked like she was tripped up there as she came in towards Mackenzie Wareham. And a penalty corner here for Bentley as they try to end it.
Yeah, the reason why the ref called that a corner is because the goalie's back was turned to Gracie Moore and kind of tripped her up a little bit, accidentally, which does happen, but with that body positioning, it does result in a corner.
With 6:46 remaining in the first overtime, Bentley will have a penalty corner to try to win the game and the conference championship. They come to the near side. It's Frommer putting the ball in play.
Yeah, overtime positioning. You want to have the best girls on that line.
They have 3 up along the line. Stagnone into the middle. Save there by Wareham. Just kicks it away.
I mean, that's one of the best saves you can make as a goalie, is that one-time save outside of the circle.
Now a pass into Carey, just missed its mark. Taken out by Megan Carey.
Carey versus Carey. St. A's one ended up getting up with it this time.
We go 6-on-6 in the field of play to try to create more opportunities in these shortened overtime sessions.
That's a long run for Gracie Moore defensively, but she made it over there. Tried to put pressure on St. A's.
Sent down the field and out across the goal line. Under 6 minutes to go. St. A's has not had an offensive zone possession here in the overtime. They negated a penalty corner on that last trip for Bentley. Tied at 2. We come up on the middle of this first overtime period.
I mean, the connecting passing from Bentley is really a pretty thing to watch. If you have ever played VLA before, you understand that connection with your players and how good that feels to be able to get the ball up the field just by passing.
Turnover in the offensive zone, stolen by Sheila Mullins. St. A's trying to get it back, and they do. Over on the far side, working into the middle, a pass to the top of the zone off of a stick. And now a corner to come here for St. Anselm, so they'll have a chance with 5:13 to go.
Yeah, that's really difficult as a Bentley defender. You have a girl wide open at the top of the circle, and all 3 Bentley defenders went after the same girl. In those moments in defense, you have to remember how crucial it is. You want to keep away St. A's from taking a shot. So if you have to make that disruptive play, then you have to do so and take the risk of a defensive penalty corner, which they have right now.
It was Audrey Pear drawing the contact, and a chance here for the Hawks on their 13th corner of the game. They are 2 of 12 this afternoon. If they score here, they're going back to the tournament to defend their national championship. Bringing the ball in will be Maggie Burchill over on that far side. She has 3 teammates along that 16-yard arch. Passes into the middle. It's Forrester. Nearly lost the ball. Works far side. A shot is saved.
Diving save.
Kick out by Lorenz to keep her team in it. Sent out by Bentley and out, and last touch by St. Anselm as Annie Lorenz keeps this game tied.
I mean, Amy Lorenz should have her name on a plaque after this season. She's had a ridiculous amount of saves in crucial times, especially those about 26 saves from Assumption last game, and now here against reigning national champs St. A's.
St. A's with the turnover, trying to work 3-on-3. It's over on the far side. Burchill working to the circle. Spins back, coming back inside. A shot blocked, and now a corner as that went off of the foot of Avery Frommer.
Yeah,
and another
like,
chance.
Looks like Avery Frommer kind of lost her footing. When you go so fast towards a girl and then you have to stop really quick, sometimes you lose your footing and the ball ends up hitting your feet. That's just part of the game.
Another opportunity for the Hawks with 4:22 to go in the first overtime. Can they break through in a game they've never led? Once again, Burchill to bring it in. On the far end.
Bentley's been pretty solid on their defensive corners so far.
Politano and Forrester lined up on the circle. Burchill brings it in, looks to Forrester, straight up top, works to the left. Back to Forrester, she'll have room, winds up for the shot, and it's blocked. It never got to Lawrence, and it's cleared out. But kept back in. Payer at the top of the circle. Pass deflected away, and it's touched by St. A's. So
looks like
Bentley.
St. A's kind of got that emotion ahead of them. They had 2 girls on top of the ball, which you can't really have offensively. It will be a call coming the other way as it is a third party.
So Bentley negates 2 penalty corners in this first overtime. And they'll try to move the ball back up with 3:45 to go. Then a turnover in the midfield. Another chance here for St. Anselm.
Yeah, something Bentley's been struggling this whole game is kind of giving the ball up when they really shouldn't. They need to start keeping possession and holding the ball longer, as St. A's is doing. They are now counterattacking back in the offensive circle again.
Back into the circle, pass through the middle, it went through everybody. There was a one-time chance there as Pear was in front of the net, but She couldn't get her stick on it and works it into the near corner. 3:18 to go in the first overtime. Pear sticks it back, tries to throw it through the middle. Gets a free hit. Works to Forrester into the middle. Politano couldn't keep a stick on it, and it's taken away by Bentley, and they get that ball out of danger and just launch it down the field, but a bit of a whiff on the clearing attempt, and it'll give St. Anselm possession on their side of the field.
As someone who has played in crucial games against both teams in overtime, you will start to see those small mistakes like we just saw, because your body is just completely run down. You're just trying your best, and you're running on any gas you have left in your tank.
It's that kind of oblong stick trying to hit a round ball. Field hockey stick, really something of a fat golf club trying to hit that round ball squarely, and it can be tough, especially when you're tired at this stage of the game. Now Bentley with the steal in their defensive end. They'll bring it back down. We've got 2:20 left in overtime number 1. This is a successful clear down the field. Forrester will have to track it down. She'll look to play it back and into the middle.
Yeah, both
St.
sides looking to get those subs in as there is 2 minutes left in overtime.
Here's a look along the far side. Player with room in towards the circle. Far side, Politano into the middle along with Pear. The pass, shot up, and just saved by Lawrence, and it goes out. And a free hit to come for St. Anselm. Pear and Politano were there, but so is Lawrence.
These impossible moments when the ball is just so messy in front of the net, no one can put it away. The goalie comes up with a magnificent save.
Lawrence with a couple of great saves here in overtime, and then just kicks that one out of the circle. But St. A's keeping the foot on the gas, trying to break through here in the overtime, and then they just send that out. And a free hit to come for Bentley as they're just trying to survive this first overtime.
I mean, again, St. A's has been in championship games before. They still look calm. They're passing it using their defensemen back in the backfield, and they're trying to find these ways back and forth.
Coming up on a minute left in overtime number 1. Tied at 2 with a berth in the NCAA tournament on the line. Here's a turnover in the offensive zone, but Pear can't keep it or stick on it. Now back through the middle. Bentley trying to go 3-on-1 on their side, and they draw a free hit with 48 to go.
In overtime times, you're looking for the calls because this is your moment of rest right now, and then it's back to go time.
Lindsay Jacobs brings the ball back in. We're under 40 to go. And now Bentley trying to create an opportunity towards the end of overtime. One more overtime period ahead of us if this ends tied. But Bentley trying to break through in the last 25 seconds. 30 yards away from the net. They'll send it in along the far side, moving in towards the middle off of a St. Anselm player, and it was a high ball, so St. Anselm gets it now with 13 seconds left. They launch it down the field. There was a player streaking. It was Politano, but a block by Bentley with 8 seconds left. Trying to get something in. St. Anselm will clear it out. Just launch it down the field. Politano has room, but she'll run out of time. The clear by Bentley, and we're going to double overtime.
Wow, I mean, as a fan, this is thrilling. As a player, you don't even know what's going on. You're just trying to put the ball back in the opposing net.
So we'll keep it here as both teams will look to switch ends as we go to double overtime, tied at 2. St. Anselm had 2 or 3 golden opportunities. They had a couple of penalty corners in that first overtime session, and then they had another couple of chances to get one by Annie Lawrence, but she made a couple of very nice saves, credited with 3 saves today. And it's thanks to her that Bentley is still in this game. So now we've got 10 more minutes on the clock, another overtime session, still sudden death rules. If the game is still tied at the end of this 10-minute stanza, we go to a shootout.
Yeah, win or lose for Bentley, I think MVP should definitely go to Annie Lawrence. She has absolutely kept him in this game, not even just this game, this season, this section of playoffs in the NE10. She has completely overcame everything for Bentley.
Lawrence 12-7 on the year, but it included an 0-4 start. For a first-year starting goaltender, it could have been easy for her to lose confidence, but Bentley stayed with her, and she has responded and is playing her best ball here in the playoffs. Allowed only 1 goal against Assumption on Friday and has kept St. Anselm to 2 despite several great chances, particularly here in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, having 1 goal let in from Assumption, a team who averaged 3 goals offensively for a game. Assumption, I mean, that says it in yourself how skillful she is and how much of a wall she has with that.
So the teams will flip ends of the field in this second overtime. St. A's will defend to our right, Bentley to the left. We get ready for double overtime. 9 shots attempted total for St. Anselm, just 4 for Bentley.
Yes, if the 10-minute clock runs out, we will head into shootouts. And shootouts is our particular funky way for a sport, similar to ice hockey, is that there are players selected. You call them the shootout team. And they go 1-by-1, 1v1 against the goalie. Usually you try to avoid that, but I know both teams personally, they have really good shootout teams.
So still a long way to go before we get to that point. St. A's with the first possession. They'll move it over in the near corner. Finds Megan Carey on the outside. She'll get it back to Vonderrocker, who has a goal and an assist today. Forrester now working to Payer. He's come off the bench here in this game, but has played the entire overtime session, even in this 6-on-6 period, as well as Brianna Shorey. Remember, Shorey scored in double overtime 2 days ago against Adelphi.
Yeah, that's a kind of player you do want to highlight, one that maybe didn't get in that much during regular game time, but your coach trusts you enough to be in the overtime play. That's the dirty work, that's the thick work of the team, and definitely should be rewarded after this game for that.
Side in for Bentley, a minute into this double overtime session. Attempted steal on the far end by Payer, but it's to Bentley. Move the ball through the midfield. Slash down off of a St. Anselm stick. That was good stick work by the Hawks. Maggie Burchill getting in the way of it.
Yeah, one thing I wish I saw a little bit more from Bentley this game. Game's not over yet, but I wish they just kept the ball in the sticks a little bit longer. They're giving it up to St. A's and letting them counterattack. I wish they had more dictation on where they were going to send the ball rather than giving it away.
Megan Carey working into the corner, trying to get something into the circle, and it is a violation on St. A's, and a free hit to come here
The
for
ref
Bentley.
has called back stick, so you're not allowed to use the curved part of your stick. You have to use the flat part, which makes the game harder and more difficult.
There's a player up front. It is Kenzie Carey, but we couldn't find her as Gracie Moore trying to get it through traffic, and now
She
Moore
still
with the
has
steal on the
possession
far
of the ball.
side. Moore working towards the net, in towards Carey, ended up colliding with Wareham, and she draws a corner.
I mean, like I said many times before, as St. A's get that ball off Gracie Moore's stick, she is going to do something with it. Prove time and time again, she will make a positive encounter for her team every time she has that ball off her stick.
Bentley scored 3 goals on corners in the win over Assumption on Friday. They can win the conference with a goal on a corner right here.
Yeah, like I said, if you beat Assumption, you have to win the NE10 Championship. I mean, you can't just beat the #1 team in the league, #8 in the nation, and then lose in the NE10 Championship. This means way more.
Jacobs will reset the ball with 7:54 left in double overtime. She has Jacobs and Carey in front. Where it works to Moore. Working on the far side. Here's a shot. Saved by Wareham. She kicks it away. And it's played out of the zone, and another corner to come.
Yeah, another corner was called because it looked like it deflected off a St. A's player's stick right back into the body of a white player, Bentley.
So back-to-back corners here as the official on the sideline wants to get things going. We've got 7:45 remaining in overtime.
Yeah, corners are how creative can you get to get the ball in the back of the net. You have your best players on the line in overtime.
Stagnone takes the pass. It goes past her. Back into the circle. Stagnone, far side, will wind up. Shoot, it's off of a St. Anselm player. And
Ball too high.
yeah, dangerous ball that comes in high. So St. A's cancels out 2 attempted corners.
I mean, that's so frustrating as a Bentley player. Your body's on the line, everything's on the line. You just have to get the ball in the net. That's pressure. That's adrenaline, and that's pressure. That's difficult.
Almost a chance for St. Anselm, but the pass is intercepted by Bentley, and now they have some room. It's more alone on the far side if they can get it to her. Instead, they try to feed Carey on the near end, misses her stick and goes out.
Something that I'm noticing from St. A's is they just let a Bentley player dribble from the 30-yard line all the way to the opposite 30-yard line. That is not like St. A's. They must be very tired out there, but they need to have it in them for the next 7 minutes.
6:50 to go. Double overtime. St. A's breathes a sigh of relief after Bentley could not convert on a pair of penalty corners in this double overtime, just as St. A's had a couple of chances in the first one. Clock still running, down to 6.5 left. Who will be the hero today at Grapponi Stadium? On the far end, and stolen away. This is McCready over on the far side. Haven't seen much of her in this overtime.
Great defense by Bentley. When you have the body positioning on your defensive side, and that's how you win the ball. You just need the body positioning in field hockey, and the ref will make the calls for you.
6 minutes left. Tied 2-2. Sudden death here in double overtime. Playing it upfield carefully. Now on the stick of Mia Gallinelli. Against some reserves getting some action here as we see another substitution for St. Anselm. Alexa Garthy coming in, as well as Marissa Politano checking back in. So Garthy, who really has not played much here this afternoon, getting some action in this double overtime period. Garthy now with possession. Nice spin back, trying to get through that wall, getting in towards the circle. And now in and loses it as potentially off the back of the stick.
Sheila Mullins is an absolute defensive wall back there today. I have barely seen any St. A's girls make it past her cleanly.
Good initial move there by Garthy, but she couldn't keep it going, and Bentley takes it over. So we come up on the halfway mark of this double overtime period.
Again, I know the bodies, they're tough, and the skills might not be well up there right now in overtime, but Bentley, you got to keep the ball on your stick. You got to keep that possession because St. A's does know how to counterattack. They do know how to get it quickly into their circle, and here's an offensive opportunity for St. A's right here.
Free hit just outside the circle. Forrester, now it's in the near end. Passing it into the corner and tracked down by Garthy and tapped out.
Yeah, and those kind of plays for Bentley, you just looking to get the ball off that girl's stick. You do not want to give them that momentum forward. If you can make a foul, sometimes fouls is a smart way to play field hockey. You just get that foul, disrupt their offensive play, make them do something else. Forrester
to the near side. Ducharme lobbing it into the middle, stolen away by Bentley, and that's a high ball, so a free hit's come here for the Falcons as we approach 4 minutes left.
A little bit risky to dribble it out of your defensive center, but Bentley made it work.
The ball back down on the far side of the field. Now trying to go around the horn. Coming to the near end, away from trouble. No St. Anselm player within 15 yards of the ball.
Yeah, one thing about this end of the game is you're kind of looking for to hang back. Let them come to you. You don't want to waste your energy sprinting right to the opposite side of the field if you can just give them some room to mess up.
Sophie Manchester in for Bentley. In a reserve, seeing some key action. The freshman in there as they try to keep the ball from going across the goal line, but it ends up sneaking out. And St. A's will have a chance to clear with 3:15 left.
Both sides of this field has had multiple opportunities to get the ball in the net, but either team making it extremely hard for the other.
Laurentine Vanderacker back in for St. Anselm. That was a high ball off of the St. A stick, so back to Bentley as we hit 3 to go.
Rolling multiple subs in right now. They're trying to get everyone fresh legs so they can absolutely power through the next 3 minutes of play.
Bentley's 2 goals have both come off of quick strikes, fast break opportunities, so maybe trying to use those subs to get, as you say, those fresh legs on the field so they can get another one here and sneak out of Manchester with this win and a conference championship. We're down to 2.5 left. Play it back into the midfield. This is Mullins trying to go one-on-one, keeping the ball away from Politano, and they lose it along the near side. So Politano being a bit of a pest there, and now St. A's will go to the bench as they bring in Bella Di Fiore in for.
Yeah, that pressure matters. Even though you don't have hold of the ball, as long as you put pressure on that offensive player and you're making them mess up, you're doing exactly what you need to do just by that pressure.
2 to go, overtime number 2. Here's Di Fiore along the near side, and Mullins in the way again, and she draws contact. The corner to come here for the Hawks.
Yep, and outside of the circle call, because it was such a disruptive play, the Bentley player slashed her stick across St. A's, and maybe it was an accident, but she didn't have her feet in the right positioning, so it looked like a reach across the body, resulting in a tremendous opportunity for St. A's.
You said how tough it's been for St. A's to get the ball past Sheila Mullins. Well, they did it there, and they drew contact. And now the corner. Di Fiore on the line. 3 players along the outside of the circle. They'll play it into the middle. It's Forrester. The pass to the far side. A weak shot through the middle. Still in the zone, and another corner to come with 1:50 to go.
Yeah, it looks like St. A's got that foot. They couldn't get a clean shot off. So next thing that you do, if you can't get that clean shot off, get another foot. Let's get another try. Let's try a different corner. We have plenty corners in our playbook. Let's try a new one. This is what they're discussing now. You see, some players are looking at their sticks because you do have a printed sheet out of all your corners on your stick. You are allowed that. So you have your corners on your stick. Take a look at that. Whatever coach calls, let's get it done.
Another chance here for St. Anselm. Under 2 minutes left in overtime. The ball goes over the stick of the St. Anselm player, but it comes back along the circle. The shot, score! Maggie Burchill sends the Hawks back to the NCAA tournament. St. Anselm has beat Bentley in double overtime. They're going back to the dance to defend their crown.
I mean, you hate to see that as a Bentley fan, Bentley player. I mean, they had a tremendous season. This really was their year. But once again, St. A's being the program that they are, Carol King undoubtedly finds herself in the winning category every season.
Maggie Burchill with 1:43 left in the second overtime. Her second goal of the game gives St. Anselm the win. They defeat Bentley 3-2 in 2 overtimes, and they have won their second NE10 conference tournament in 3 years, and the defending champs are back in the dance.
Yeah, Maggie Burchill, someone I've played against many times. I've actually guarded her, man-marked her. She man-marked me these last 2 seasons that I played. Really fun girl to play against. She is one of those girls that the coach counts on in these crucial moments, taking the shot on that penalty corner. Her older sister, an Assumption alumni, both great family, great athletes, and you know they're in these crucial moments. So congratulations, Maggie.
Champs are back. St. Anselm Hawks returning to the NCAA tournament, and they do it the hard way, winning 2 games in double overtime over Adelphi on Friday and over a very gritty, gutty Bentley team here this afternoon at home. They win it 3-2 in double overtime to advance to the NCAA tournament, getting the automatic bid from the Northeast 10 Conference. We will take a break and we'll go down to the field where we will talk with the hero, Maggie Burchill, along with Carolyn King Robitaille, as St. Anselm Hawks punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Back with more coming up next on Flow College Sports.
Test, test, 1, 2, 3, test, test. You got it? Okay.
Thank you.
We're doing it after the ceremony though, right?
Oh, the ceremony first?
That's how it's been in the past.
Okay.
I think it's after this brief ceremony.
Okay. Wow, it's cold.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll get Shannon. Yeah, do we know who the MVP is?
Gotta be Birchall, 2 goals, game winner.
We'll get Millie. So we'll get Millie and we'll get whoever the MVP is.
Ladies and gentlemen, both teams, please make their way to the 40-yard line, please. Both teams to the 40-yard line. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for remaining for the presentation of the championship trophies. Presenting the awards today is Julie Rupert, the Commissioner of the Northeast 10 Conference. We will begin this afternoon with the Elite 24 Award. The NE10's Elite 24 Award honors the student athlete with the highest cumulative grade point average participating at the final site of each of the NE10's 24 championships. Collectively, the student athletes who earn this award each year represent the true essence of the NE10, where we are committed to building and supporting leaders dedicated to lifelong learning. We are proud to recognize this excellence today with the announcement of Colleen Stankiewicz from St. Anselm College as the 2025 NE10 Elite 24 Award winner for the sport of field hockey. Colleen has earned a 3.959 grade point average while majoring in nursing. Congratulations, Colleen. And now the announcement of the 2025 NE10 Field Hockey All-Championship Team. When your name is announced, please proceed to the field and remain until all players have been announced. From Adelphi University, Katie DeTore. From Assumption University, L. Murray. From Bentley University, number 16, Gracie Moore. From Bentley University, number 3, Sheila Mullins. From St. Anselm College, number 19, Maggie Birchall. From St. Anselm College, number 18, Laurentine Van Den Acker. From St. Anselm College, number 10, Millie Forster. Ladies and gentlemen, the Most Outstanding Player Award for the 2025 NE10 Field Hockey Championship. From St. Anselm College, number 19, Maggie Birchall. Ladies and gentlemen, one last round of applause to these outstanding student athletes. And now, the presentation of the team trophies for this year's championship. We will now recognize the 2025 NE10 Field Hockey Championship finalists, the Falcons from Bentley University. Will the team captains please come forward to accept the trophy? And now the 2025 NE10 Field Hockey Champions, the Hawks of St. Anselm College. Congratulations to both teams for an outstanding season and performance at the 2025 NE10 Field Hockey Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support of NE10 Field Hockey and the conference's outstanding student athletes. Please drive home safely.
Our way down the line.
Got it.
Sorry.
I feel like we're taking pictures of our talking live.
All right, we're good. Brad Bossy back here at St. Anselm College, where the St. Anselm Hawks are going back to the NCAA tournament after a 3-2 win in double overtime over Bentley. Joined now by head coach Carolyn King-Robitaille, along with the MVP, most outstanding player of the tournament, Maggie Burchell, who scored the game winner, and Millie Forrester. And we'll start with you, Coach. Just a hard-fought win today. You knew right off that this was not going to be an easy game with Bentley getting that first goal. What does it say about how battle-tested this team has been, both in past years and again this year, to come away with this victory?
Yeah, we've been playing really good hockey lately, and this team has just shown over and over that they're really resilient. We've had a couple. We were double OT last time with these guys. We just went into OT on the other day, Friday, at Adelphi. So I think we knew what we were capable of, and I'm just so proud of them for just sticking with it, not getting discouraged, and making it happen.
And the leadership that seniors like the ones here bring you. I mean, been there, done that, and they came through and showing that championship medal.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because Maggie scored both goals in her sophomore year in the NE10 Championship. And so for her to get on the board today after just being really selfless and pretty much dominating the midfield but not putting many points up because we need her to do other things. And Millie's been a starter since her freshman year, so these two just know exactly what it takes, and they really showed their leadership today.
Maggie Burchell, the most outstanding player in the tournament. When you got the ball on that corner and you saw the net in front of you, how wide were your eyes when you made that shot?
Honestly,
Gatorade death has come.
Honestly, I kind of just closed my eyes and shot it at the net. It's kind of what we do in practice. One of the freshmen said pressure is a privilege, so kind of just took that mentality, on pressure situation, you got to do what you got to do, and just shot it and it went in.
And Mill, you found the pressure on both ends as you had to defend a couple of corners in the overtime. What kind of stress does that put on you when you know that you have to make that play and knowing that you did because you've been there so many times?
I mean, a lot, but I think that this team is so used to being in this situation, and we're so lucky to have been in that position before. We practice every day, we work so hard, so I think when it comes to a game, we're so ready for it.
Defending national champ, you're going back to defend the crown. How does it feel?
Best feeling in the world. Let's do it again. Yeah, let's do it again.
They're going to do it again. They're going to the NCAA tournament. They'll find out where they're going later on tonight as they have beaten Bentley 3-2 here in double overtime. More of the postgame show next here on Flow College Sports.
Woo!
Thank you, guys. Congrats. Thank you. Welcome back to Grapponi Stadium as the St. Anselm Hawks have advanced to the NCAA tournament for the third straight year. They have knocked off the Bentley Falcons 3-2 in double overtime in the NE10 Championship game. Kelly McSweeney, this was a hard-fought game throughout the day. St. A's never led until they got that game winner in double overtime.
Yep, I know. I know that it feels to be in Bentley's position, but the thing about sports is always next year, and NCAA playoff bids, we find out later today. So again, if I'm still on the Assumption team, I'm ready to go. I am pumped. Again, St. A's last year lost the NE10 Championship to Assumption, but then went on to win the national championship. So everything is possible. Your story does not end here.
We shall see what the seeding results in tonight. Again, that will be at 9:30 over on the NCAA website. So we'll find out where St. A's is going and who else from the NE10 will be represented in the 18 field. And for St. Anselm, again, the most outstanding player, Maggie Burchill, Millie Forster, also making the all-tournament team, along with Laurentine Vandenacker. For Bentley, Sheila Mullins and Gracie Moore make the all-tournament team. So St. Anselm, with 1:43 remaining in double overtime, gets the game winner off the penalty corner, and they had defeated the Bentley Falcons 3-2 in double OT. They're going back to the NCAA tournament. For the entire Flow College sports team, alongside Callie McSweeney, my name is Brett Bossy, saying goodbye from Grapponi Stadium as the Hawks are dancing once again. You've been tuned in to Flow College Sports.
Thank you for having me.
spread it across the country. Here we go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Now, can I kick it? Thank you. Yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really only going once, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me. Go hard like I got 8 of it in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like you give a little speed to a great white shark on shark. We wild. Gonna go pop, gone. Deuces goodbye. I got a world to see. My girl, she wanna see Rome. See some lick, you won't believe it now. I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people now. Sing a song and it goes like.